That's probably why my crotch vibrated too.
Your phone shouldn't vibrate while you're in crippled system.
Vibrates fine, and it's not on the table.
On the table, yeah.
It's quiet, and it's not shaking the table.
I've heard some people's phones that vibrate.
Oh, we were supposed to be quiet during the intro.
No, but you did cut in like the best part too. You were like, my crotch vibrated too.
Well, welcome to episode 147
21 times 7
of
Crippled System.
Oh, he said it singular.
My name is Brian.
My name is not Brian.
My name is Brian.
My name is not Brian.
Yay!
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 Yep, it's the warmest day of Wisconsin this year, and I am bundled up even as I sit here talking to you.
Global warming's not real.
It was like 45 today.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
42 as I was driving in.
Yeah,
good number.
Crazy stuff.
It is.
So,
I just realized my mic was really loud because this is the one that new Brian was talking into before we started, and he's super quiet.
Oh, your lines
I'm
are going
not
up and down
super
really
quiet.
far.
Oh, you mean that?
This
yeah.
Brian.
You said
Okay.
new Brian.
New
You're not
Brian.
new Brian today.
No, I'm not new Brian. I'm starting to become an acquired taste.
I'm not sure if it's acquired.
Well, I have been
it's a
acquired.
taste. It's
Some people have acquired it. I'd like to think I'm all right.
it's a forcibly taste.
My pants are
Forceful.
going to shake a lot because my brothers and cousin are talking about the game right now. So I just have to not check it.
Yep, Super Bowl. So we're gonna be kind of quick about this, so because a lot of us are gonna go watch, and we're gonna go watch commercials and fast forward through a Super Bowl.
Fuck you. I like the game.
You just
I almost
love
like,
it.
you know what they have on the NFL Network that I really like is they have, throughout the week, they re-show the weekend's games, and they just do them whistle to or snap to whistle.
Okay,
So they do the whole game in, like, the actual clock time.
Yeah.
sure.
And so that's kind of cool to be
They
able
actually
to...
did something like that. I don't know if they do it for every team that wins the Super Bowl, but when the Packers won it, they came out with a playoffs edition. That is exactly that.
Yeah.
So I get to relive that whenever I want.
So we have some announcements.
Do we?
Yeah, because tournaments are still happening. Next weekend is the Devastation Slow Bro release event in Milwaukee.
That's the 20th?
Next weekend. Well, I
13th?
mean, I guess it's not this coming weekend.
This weekend
This
is
coming
the Devastation.
This coming Saturday.
Right.
So that's the Devastation release event in Milwaukee. The one after that, the 20th, that one's there's gonna be a 50-point list or two-list tournament in Oshkosh, and there will be a 35-point event in Baraboo, just for some of our newbies there. So
Yeah, which you're not even gonna be at.
no, I will be at it. I'm just fucking with people. I would like to run it remotely via Skype so I could go to Oshkosh and eat Pete's. But while we were in Waukesha yesterday, I got to eat at two really cool places. Waukesha has some neat places to eat too, and nobody who was there knew about them, so they need to get out more.
We knew
Sure.
about the barbecue place.
Only because it was right under your nose.
Shut up.
Like, there's an amazing burger place like 3 blocks down the road, and everybody was like, "Oh, I've never been that far past that point in town."
That barbecue place is pretty legit next
Yeah.
door, though.
It was really neat. I liked it a lot. They had beer there too, so I'm always a fan of beer next to the game store. I don't care how much it cost; it was convenient.
It wasn't even that expensive.
No, it wasn't. I had one complaint that they had the Sprecker's hard root beer sign, and Celeste was over there after I got an opening on her and just like finished the game real quick. I top a tutor, I think. No, bottom a tutor.
Yeah.
But we went over there, and I found out she didn't like beer a whole lot. So I was like, well, that stuff would be all right. So I was going to buy her one, but they were like, no, we don't have it. We just have the sign. I'm like, well, that's bullshit.
Why would you have a sign if you don't have the alcohol?
I guess they used to. They have a bunch of Spreckers.
So you take the sign down, asshole.
Exactly. That's what I thought, too. They did have, I don't know, maybe I was just like, I drank my first 2 beers too quickly, but there was a sign that said, be careful, stools are high.
Yeah.
And I lost it a little bit.
I did see that sign.
Stools are high. They don't tell you how high, but you know.
I wanted to go to the event this weekend, but I have to work because I was the slow man on the uptake. It was supposed to be my weekend off, so I didn't bother requesting off my weekend that I was supposed to have off anyway. So I'm working and covering for somebody else because they requested off so that they could have, Valentine's Day sex.
I'll let you.
You have next weekend off at least, don't you?
So I think I'm going to have the following weekend off instead because the person
the
who
20th?
yeah, I think I'm going to have the 20th off instead.
Oh, that sucks.
But then I'll have the 27th off because that's
Are you-
normally my weekend off.
Are you going to go see Daredevil? I mean,
I'm not going to see Daredevil.
actually, Daredevil is happening that weekend as well. So, Deadpool.
Daredevil, what?
Daredevil, the new season
Netflix.
starts.
Oh, I
starts on
didn't
Netflix.
watch the first
Oh
season.
no, that's Superman. Batman is when that
Yeah.
What?
Daredevil starts.
What?
It's Daredevil versus Superman versus Batman.
What? Superman would win,
Daredevil's
Superman
second
v
season.
Batman.
right?
What
V
is
Daredevil?
v Daredevil?
Daredevil's
so
the
in the
worst.
full no.
He's the worst.
No.
He's a
Have you watched the whole thing?
Daredevil's a blind person whose superpower is that he's not really blind.
Don't
So
talk
he's
to-
me.
Don't talk any louder because Jeff might hear and he'll jump in and join your side.
Because my
I
side's
agree.
right.
I agree
Like,
completely.
it's like having a guy who's paralyzed from the waist down and then his superpower is that he can move his legs. It's like, oh, so you don't have a power. You're just a dude. It's a convoluted dude.
He's got enhanced senses.
Okay, fine. So
Which
does Wolverine, and
most
he also has
blind-
claws and a healing factor.
I think it's pretty not well proven, but I think that it's pretty common case that most blind people have heightened senses, anyways.
Just touch.
This is from a chemical
How
accident.
does he not run into like brick walls?
'Cause
They're
he
not
has-
extra loud.
Because he
Because sound
smells
vibrates
them?
off them.
no, it's basically like using like Sonic radar.
Then why
Sonic
don't
the
then why do they
Hedgehog?
call him Daredevil instead of like does he dare to walk outside without a cane?
Why are you asking me this? I did not create Daredevil.
You're the one who's taking the good side here.
I don't
don't
think
know
he's
the
a
origin
superhero that
story,
needs to be
that's
ragged upon.
In my head, I have a mental image of him just wailing on like a statue in the park because it takes him a while to catch on to the fact that it's not a real person.
God, Rockman, I'm gonna get you someday.
This guy's tough. Get out of my city, Colossus. It's just like, a statue of founding father in a park.
Oh, that'd be great.
Jebediah Springfield.
Yeah, Kevin Al Springfield statue. And then him just panting because he's just wailing on him. He's like, oh my God, this guy's my match.
I'm not talking to you about Daredevil ever again. No.
Does his costume have eye holes?
No.
Isn't that a big giveaway?
No, well,
No,
it
but
has
it's
eyes,
a cowl. It's a cowl. It's like Batman's.
But
But the thing is,
has eye holes.
But the thing is, though, that
So is it more like Spider-Man's?
only
It's
the
more
movie,
similar to
only the
Spider-Man's.
movie Batman's have had eye holes. If you look at all the comic books, he doesn't have eye holes.
Yeah, he does.
He's got white spots.
Right, those are his eyes.
No, it's part of his mask. Yeah.
I like the eyeliner that he must put on to put on the mask in the movie.
Well, it was like the shot from Bad Man. I think it was
Yeah,
when
where
he
he's
gets out.
got the
He's
eyeliner.
got all the black. Yeah.
I think Daredevil has like spoons on his eyes. They look like
Yeah,
they look like
they're
goggles.
more similar to Spider-Man's, where
Yeah.
it's glazed over, so you can't see his eyes.
He's
It
still
protects
dumb.
it protects them.
No.
He's my
Have you watched
fourth
the
least
series?
favorite of the 5 characters who were created from that chemical weapon spill. Actually, he's my 5th least favorite of the 6 characters. I miscounted.
What?
That chemical spill created 6 superheroes, and he's my 5th least favorite of them.
You watched the show yet?
Not the show, in the comics. In the comics, that chemical spill creates him, and you know the other 5 heroes it makes. You don't know the other 5 heroes it
Refresh me.
makes? There's 4 brothers and their training master. It's the same chemical spill.
is.
It is actually canon in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mythos that the chemical spill was the Daredevil car crash.
Wow. Okay.
And the only person involved in that I dislike more than Daredevil is Leonardo, because he's the
Leonardo
worst.
is kind of a dick. Like I'm all in on Raphael and
Fucking
Donatello.
Raphael, right? Give me
Yeah.
the Raph.
Michelangelo's probably my least favorite, but that's because
better.
Leonardo shouldn't be on the radar at all.
Well, that's the thing is, like, somebody posted a comic on my Facebook with a
saw
turtle,
that.
and the turtle is dressed as Leonardo, and I said that's what he gets for being the worst turtle. And Josh is like, well, you mean the worst Ninja Turtle? Like, the regular turtles are worse. And I'm like, no. Regular turtles are... Like, turning from a regular turtle into Leonardo is a step back.
Regular turtles are like they're legit. Like I read a story about a 200-year-old turtle that his like variety of turtle was on the brink of extinction, and he fucked it back into it.
Yeah, he did.
Like 200 years old, he stepped up to that plate and started railing it.
Did you see the video of that? I think he's
They
like
make great
200
noises
years.
having sex.
They do make funny noises. No, but there's a video of that turtle that you're talking about chasing a guy around a park because he was walking across the park and he heard this weird noise or this refuge and then followed to where the noise was and there's that turtle fucking another turtle.
Sure.
And then that turtle that was fucking just started slowly walking towards him.
You're
And
jamming
he's like
my chill, bro.
It's like the slowest chase ever. He's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like,
I'm going to get there. You're going to trip over your untied shoelace, you fucker.
Let me be pedantic for a second. Turtle or tortoise?
I think it's a turtle. It might be a tortoise.
If it's 200 years old, it's probably a tortoise.
Tortoise, yeah. I don't know. They all look
It's a terrapin of some kind.
Yeah, it would not aquatic. So, is that the difference between a turtle and a tortoise? A
One of
turtle
them.
is more of a it's more water.
That might not be the zoological difference, but it's definitely the way that a layman can tell the difference. As if they're in water, it's a turtle. One of my favorite little snippets of info from QI is that from the time they discovered the giant tortoise in the Galapagos, it was like 200 years before they ever gave it a scientific name. And you know why that was? Because the only place they give scientific names to stuff is in England. So you have to take a sample back to England, and they look at it and they go, okay, its name is whatever, whatever. And they go, okay. Well, for like 200 years, a giant tortoise never made it back to England because they're fucking delicious. So they would load like 1,000 tortoises onto their ship, and they put them on their back and stack them on top of each other because they'd be stuck that way. And they'd get them, and they'd start go back, and they're like, nah, man, they're just too delicious. And they'd eat every fucking one of them.
They come with their own bowl.
They come with their own bowl.
Yeah.
They'd use those bowls as water dishes.
I have never had turtle, but I wouldn't mind trying it.
They said like the description was they said it was a better than lamb, beef, or butter. They said it tastes better than any of that. So like now I just want to eat a giant tortoise.
I did have bison jerky the other day.
That's
That was
good.
pretty good stuff. And then
Bison's good.
Yeah. Aren't they in a weird spot too as far as existence is concerned?
They were almost extinct. Like they were down to like a couple hundred of them. But I think now there's enough of them that they're safe now. But they've been kind of pseudo domesticated. So arguably wild bison are extinct.
Gotcha. So they're just like food on legs if they're in the wild.
I still wouldn't fuck with one. Like they're not like a cow. Like they'll still just wreck your shit.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like 98% wild now, as opposed to the 100% they used to be.
Gotcha.
Sometimes I space in and out of conversations, so I'm not sure what you just were talking about.
Giant turtles.
Okay, I
Bison.
thought you were talking about fucking
We were talking
turtles,
about bison.
not cows. That's what. That's
We were
what
not talking about fucking turtles. I would not do that.
Well,
Eh,
come on.
nah. I just
Not even Raphael out of respect.
if
Like he rescues you from a mugger.
if we had to go bromo,
Yeah.
I would probably
Well-
be like, okay.
What about Venus?
Yeah. No, I'm not even giving him Venus. He gets Raphael.
I have one more announcement.
I have one more announcement.
Well, I'm
I do.
going to get this out
I-
there. 20 Crixteen's over.
Yeah. Now, and fuck you. I've been trying to think of a pun since you told me you couldn't.
I know.
'Cause I want to one
couldn't
up
get
you.
anything. I was like, okay, because like Ethan started making fun of me. He's like, "You'll never beat Legion of Everwhite," and I'm like, "Fuck you, fuck you." So I just can't think of anything. So it's just I'm playing Legion.
Brylogen of Curver Blight.
Yeah, there. We'll call that curve.
Brylogen of Curver Blight.
Rewrite and fluff.
No.
I played Legion at the tournament in Waukesha, and I had a really good time. I've still lost more games with Legion than I've won, and I still have a blast every time I play it. I think I like the idea of like having fewer models to paint, having like less real estate on the table, and not breaking my back by carrying a bunch of infantry. It just seems like it's a good fit for me.
Seems your style of play a lot
Carrying
more,
two
too.
Shepherds of Forsaken, two Ravagors, and two Casters as your 250-point list seems okay to you.
Seems
Yeah.
fine to me.
Yeah,
I will-
and you don't get to. You're like, oh, what is that? Is that a terrain feature? Ah, fuck it.
I
I ignore it.
I told you killing trees. I was like, as a troll player, I'm just like, I guess I charge it with a warder. Yeah, that's what I do. Turn 3, I can deal with that damn tree. And it was like, bottom of 1, get that tree off this fucking table. That was really fun for me. But it seems like they have like a lot more active role in the game. You're doing a lot more earlier, whereas like all the other lists, like I preferred a brick style. of lists, so I wouldn't do anything until very late in the game. So I enjoy it, and I do plan on branching out and trying out other casters. It's not just going to be like Vales, Lilith 2, and Saren forever. I'm really excited about a lot of their casters and a lot of their stuff.
Tags 1 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And I researched, I was just looking at Bethane and Belphegor's card, and I was like, why did Legion players not play this while EE was their like problem matchup?
Isn't she immune to like everything?
Everything.
Yes.
If she's inside that beast, she doesn't take damage from shit.
She's
She's
difficult to
hard
deal
play.
with.
Yeah.
As in a player who's playing her, she's difficult to
probably
High
play
learning
with.
finicky,
cat.
yeah.
She's very similar to like playing Sturm and Drang in a sense. It's just a hard grasp.
God, I love Sturm and Drang.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now with Warmachine. I think there's even a chance I might sell off my Cricks so that I can try and like not own every faction like a Pokemon crazy person.
You need to loan me. You need to loan me the two lists.
I already have it.
Yeah, that list. All right, cool.
The only thing I don't have is I don't have bathroom.
I have a Barathrum.
There you go. Because I
And
need to run that Denny 3 list paired with... Really, though, the Denny 3 list is just going to be there to bluff people. Because I'm running Acid Trip fucking all the time, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to run Acid Trip. And since there's a model of... He's out soon, huh? What,
Maurice,
Mobius?
his
He
pre-release
should be
was at LVO, so he comes out next month.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think
Acid
I
Trip,
actually
baby.
I have him and 2 bloat thralls on the way for what it's worth.
Kind of somewhat good news. In 2 weeks, we'll have SmallCon.
Okay.
I know it doesn't matter to us here because we're in the U.S.,
Don't
but
they do a keynote thing
but
there?
Privateer did
No.
a keynote last year at SmallCon.
They won't this year. They
Hmm.
said that everything's being moved to lock and load.
You sure?
Fairly certain. I could be mistaken,
It
but
could
I was
be.
fairly certain.
They might be turning.
Don't shit
lock
on
and
our
load
dreams.
Yeah.
The real reason. I don't know. It seems like, yeah, it could be. Really, it could. Just because like they're moving the 2016 Steamroller packet to that place and just trying to make Lock and Load the premier Warmachine event. When I really think that Warmachine weekend is.
Warmachine Weekend.
Is the fan run one.
Yeah.
But still, it's like if I think about Lock and Load, I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. I think that it's tough for the Midwesterners to get there, and I'm trying not to be like regional centric here, but I think the Midwest is where a lot of the gaming really pumps blood.
It also
plus it's
takes,
equidistant.
it's equidistant, but it takes more to fly to the Midwest from overseas than it does to Seattle.
That's all right. I mean, we're just going to have the America's Team Championship in here starting in 2017 anyway.
So,
Progress being made. It's quiet now. It's behind the scenes, but progress being made.
there is.
So can I go through my announcement?
Yeah, do your announcement.
Yeah, my announcement is over in. Shoot, I should have read the announcement before I started.
This whole time you've
This
had.
whole time.
Yeah.
There's a gamer sanctuary over in Flint, Michigan, and if that name sounds familiar, that's where the government there fucked over all of its people by
Poisoning their water.
basically, well, going with a different water source that fucked over all of their internal structure and.
Flint, Michigan is where the government fucked over its people for the last 30 years by insert topical thing here.
That's true. It is.
Flint has been so fucked over for so long. I mean, that's even going all the way back to Roger and me, the first thing that Michael Moore did before he was a lion
Yeah,
hack.
that was in Flint. Yeah.
Yeah, Roger and me took place in Flint. I mean, that's how fucked Flint's been for how long? And that's with, like the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a mass exodus from that place yet.
there has
There
been.
has been.
Well,
Like,
I guess
half
the
of
people who are hanging around are probably the people who can't move.
entire
Correct.
neighborhoods have been taken over by wildlife. Like,
Yeah.
just houses are abandoned and bears and deer and shit just live in them.
So for the local PG over there is going to be hosting a charity tournament to help raise money for water in Flint, Michigan.
Oh, is he
So
a goon?
that's-
Is he posting now? I think I saw this. If he's a goon, I saw this in the thread on Something Awful.
Possibly. It doesn't really mention. This is Cliff Hughes who sent this over to
Oh,
me.
okay.
He's a guy that helped me out over at the Painting Lounge over in Warmachine Weekend.
Oh,
Really
he's
nice
not
guy.
in chat. This isn't a live message.
No, this is not a live message.
Never mind.
Basically, proceeds go to the food bank of Eastern Michigan. It's similar to a food machine tournament. So if you're familiar with that,
Yeah.
just look up food machine. You'll find up some really awesome rules for that.
You donate stuff, you get free re-rolls, and you get to cheat. The more you donate, the more you get to cheat.
Correct.
Is the basics
Correct.
of it.
Correct. It's a very casual event, but I think also plays with a very high competitive edge.
Well, sure. and you get the fun thing where you get people who really want to win their match, and so they start bidding off each other.
Yep. The competitive mindset in a food machine environment or food machine like environment benefits the people that you're raising the stuff for.
Correct. So some of the prize support is actually pretty awesome. There is going to be a no quarter iris.
Sure.
Wow.
Which is a very limited sculpt. They said they only were going to make that for the amount of magazines that they ever made for that. They
Yeah.
not making
Yeah,
anymore.
for the magazines. I know, like, if you were... Never mind, I'm interrupting you.
Go ahead.
If you were... I know that they had said that if 10 years from now somebody has 3 coupons for that, they'll still make it. Granted, they're still in business.
Yeah, because
Correct.
they literally they printed X copies of No Quarter,
Yeah.
and they printed that exact same number of Iris 3s. Mm-hmm. So, or not Iris 3, but whatever.
Iris
alternate,
1.
whatever.
Iris
Yep.
1.5, whatever.
That everyone wants to use as Iris
And
2.
so, as
Yeah.
long as they only ever give one of those to somebody who turns in the magazine, there will always be one for anyone who turns in the magazine. That's why you have to actually destroy your magazine to get her.
Yeah.
Yep. I have a set at home that I haven't turned in
I
yet.
might have a set. Which issues was it?
Like 14, 15, 16.
I think because I have almost a complete. Because when I first started playing this, like it was past that point in time, but just barely.
sure?
And I
No.
bought some back. Well, my point is, regardless of what it is, I bought a bunch of back issues.
Sure,
like
sure,
I'm only
sure.
missing like 4 or 5 no quarters, and I think they're like 1, 2, and 5 or something like that.
I know the Iris ones were 11, 12, and 13 or 14. I think that's the number, isn't it?
Some low double digit is the point.
I'll look it up in a second. We'll see who's right. But I'm
It's irrelevant until I get home.
so it's going to be privateer prizes there, including a no quarter iris, discount gains, for instance, who did our cool T-shirts that our audio listeners can't see.
You're a day late to the party.
Hey. Was there any communication about that?
I organized it with my car. I didn't know how the
When-
flaky
oh, you
Madison
fuckers.
people were going to go.
When did you tell us? We would have did it too.
I didn't know you guys were coming.
Whatever. You knew I was going.
You said you might, and you've done that before.
Valid.
BC Comics and Gamers Gauntlet. I assume that they're basically. Oh, they're 2 other game stores. Tectonic Craft Studios does some really awesome wood laser cutting for buildings and trays and such,
And base inserts.
and base inserts, and painting by Travis Adel and Cliff Hughes.
So where is this and when?
This is over in Flint, Michigan. This
Sure.
is February 13th at 11:30 in the
So it's
morning.
coming Saturday, 11
Coming
in the
Saturday,
morning.
Gamer Sanctuary in Flint,
Gamer
Michigan.
Center, Flint. Yeah, that's if you're in the area, you should go there.
Yep.
And even if you don't make it, you should donate.
Yeah. It's a pretty horrible cause. I mean, not horrible cause.
It's a horrible event, and this is
a horrible situation.
fuck Flint, Michigan.
It's a horrible situation that we have to donate money for. I mean, it's
Well, I mean, to be
Not-
fair,
not have to
we're
be
only
there.
the world's only remaining superpower. Why would our citizens have potable water?
yeah. I like it when I go to my tub and it spews out brown
Hey,
water.
Or
they
that
should
might-
just be happy they can't set it on fire.
Yeah. I don't understand why something had, because it wasn't like a year that it's been like
been
that
a
over
while.
there.
Yeah,
One or
but to be
two.
fair, the government saved like a nickel.
Yeah.
Governments.
Good times.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out. I think it's a worthy cause. I was supposed to say this like last week, but I forgot about it.
Well, if someone out there in
Son of a bitch.
in Flint, Michigan land has like a PayPal address or something, I think that it would do well to maybe have it out there so that, like, for me, I'm certainly going to the Milwaukee event, but I would definitely like PayPal some money over just to donate to their cause.
Yeah.
We can. Oh, excuse my yawn. I apologize. We can find out the PayPal info and put it on our Facebook page or something later.
Yeah, I'll send a message over to Cliff and
Show them that we all are very hand-holdy, Warmachine-y people.
Yeah, that's totally the one I was thinking of because I remember him talking about getting his hands on the no quarter iris because he was all excited. And that's how cool Privateer Press is sometimes.
yeah.
You know, they're like, hey, here's a model that doesn't exist usually. You can have one.
Yeah,
Like, that's cool.
it is quite legit.
Yeah, they did find I think last Gen Con at their Press Gang party that they had I think a couple extra
Not Seawolves.
Seawolves.
Oof.
they're there. And those are pretty rare.
That's some interesting stuff. I always see people try to sell them.
You shouldn't.
Or some, yeah, you shouldn't sell them, but then there come up all these like weird moral obligations. Like I think one of them was the guy quit the game and quit the press gangership and wanted to get rid of it at that point. So
I mean, it's his property. I
Yeah.
mean, it just I don't see the reason to sell
it
that
might
thing.
be like
that's
immorally wrong because there's only been 2 that I've heard of going on the open market. There's probably
Yeah.
more that have sold.
There have- I
the
saw a
first
couple on
one,
eBay not too long
the
ago.
first one that went on the open market was actually the real catch because that was the one that Meg Maples painted for a PG,
Yep.
and it might be some of her best work, and that's
Yeah.
saying a lot. Like it had a full giant diorama base, but then it actually had a playable small base that inserted into that, so you could pull it out, and it was fucking beautiful. And she couldn't get a hold of the person.
Yeah, the
Like,
guy
she
just-
kept
the guy just
contacting.
walked
Like,
on him.
yeah, just walked, just never contacted her. And she's like, "I want to give you your thing back." Hello. All right, eBay.
Yeah.
Speaking of PGs, I'm going to go off on a small tangent. I did apply to be a press ganger for the Baraboo folks and other outside areas, and I know that Madison has like 50 press gangers, so I
A
think
few.
Only
that
five.
it might be difficult for me to get that press gangership. So if it does end up getting turned down for one reason, because I bet it's been quiet on all fronts for like 2 weeks, I'm
It'll
going to
be-
just talk to Privateer Press and tell them to bring one of the Madison press gangers to run a tournament in Baraboo. And I'm sure one of you will bitch about it so that I can become a press ganger.
They don't order us to go anywhere.
They don't. It wouldn't be ordered. They would just be like highly suggested that somebody come and run a tournament in Baraboo.
No, why? So you can go do it on Skype or
Yeah,
you can Skype
maybe.
check in. Fuck that. No. I mean, honestly, if you want help running a tournament, I'll help you do it.
I don't
I
need the
won't.
help. I just want to become a press ganger so I don't have to worry about. My biggest thing is I run a lot of events, and right now all of the prize support is coming directly from me. Like this last league I've run in Baraboo, I've offered up a Colossal or $140 worth of models for a raffle prize, a bunch of other templates and all this other stuff. And running these events to get the PG points, to get the prize support is kind of the direction I want to go with it. And
Yeah.
this PG program will make it a lot easier.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And that's generally what I do for like who's the bosses for like Adepticon or something like that. I'll go out and spend 300, 400 of my points to supplement the raffle prizes and that.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier, and the thicker prize support is at events and leagues, the more you get more people to come into it, and I'm really trying to tease away some of the Magic players who I don't hate in Baraboo to play Warmachine. I think we're up to, our Warmachine nights in Baraboo get up to 14 people, and that's pretty decent for a town of like 2,500 people.
You
Say Baraboo. Well, I mean, I guess there's nothing else to do.
Well, there's a lot to do. I mean, there's like
Well, you drink
there's-
while playing,
there are like
right?
2 bars.
I was gonna say you have drinking and Warmachine.
there's the circus.
There's a Walmart.
Yeah, I was about to
the
say.
circus museum. Come on.
It is, yeah. There's
man.
a circus out there, and then all of the rape shacks that they have.
Yeah, in the circus or the other
You
one?
gonna be
Yes.
you gonna be PG of a rape shack?
I could
PG
be.
Rape Shack.
That's how I'm gonna.
It's
It's like Horse Shack.
Oh, what do you see? Too late.
Nathan's face is perfect.
You would have said that.
I would have said that. Sure.
Yeah, probably. No, it's not going to be too hard to
No, I'm
become a
not.
press ganger over there.
I
mean,
guess
it's,
I'm just antsy.
it takes a while for them
It
to
does,
go
yeah.
through it. Plus, we have a new quartermaster that's 6 months fresh into
Well,
it. So
I'm sure
James,
it's getting to the point where we're in convention mode too. So I'm sure it's like an all hands on deck thing for them. Maybe.
I know I don't want to say anything. I know that my purchase that I made at Warmachine Weekend was just taken out within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
So-
a little bit of a delay.
It's a little delay, which is fine. I mean, at least it's working, so that's good.
And Dan, when he did his PG ship not too long ago, it took him about 3 months.
Now, I'm gonna pick on the brothers a little bit. Dan and his brother
No, you're talking David Wanky. and
David. Oh, it's Wanky. That's what I thought it was because I saw like his I always said Wanky Brothers, but it sounded kind of weird because like it sounded like masturbating.
Yes.
But then like I saw the bag said Wanky Kong.
Yes. Wonky Kong.
And that's like, is it Wonky or Wanky?
It's
I don't know.
Wanky. He's known as Wonky Kong.
Well, that's weird. Whatever. Wanky. I'm gonna call him Circle Jerk
Well,
from now on.
your internet handle doesn't have cur in it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
So why does his have to have wanky?
because it just makes more sense that way. I mean, it's a.
It makes more sense if other people have their name in their internet handle, but you
But I don't
have
have
to.
my internet handle in my name, so it never existed.
What?
It doesn't matter.
But his internet handle isn't in his
immaterial.
name either.
It's on his bag.
No, Wonky is, not Wanky.
It's not wonky like something's messed up. It's like his last name.
No, his last name's Wanky.
His last name is
God
Wink.
damn it. I'm done with this. I'm glad I brought a 6-pack of beer with me. This is going to be a long half hour. But yeah, that was my only thing. I was just like, how do you say their last names?
It's Wanky.
Yep. Wanky.
Yes.
Wanky janky. Janky wanky.
But not Wonky.
Nope, not wonky.
Well, you were talking about Lock and Load not being as good as
it's not
as Warmachine Weekend.
It's not
It's
that I don't
inconveniently
think that
located.
It's not that I don't think it's not as good. I'm sure Lock and Load is a really cool event, and I do want to try and get out there, but I don't know if it's really going to happen for me this year. But it seems like the Midwest is kind of like the heartbeat of gaming for the most part, and a lot of the events a lot of the big conventions that there's 3 big conventions, like big ones, like Gen Con, Warmachine Weekend, Adepticon. Those are huge for
Diecon.
Warmachine.
Diecon as well. You've never been there.
No, I haven't.
It's fairly
It's
big.
actually pretty solid. Yeah.
I know they're good enough to have like a Masters or the Warmachine Weekend qualifier. I know
Yes.
that much. And now we've got like the Muson Mini Convention coming up in May.
Yep.
So that's more Midwest heartbeat stuff. So like to make your headquarters the center of your business's like release schedule, it's a little weird to me. It makes me feel a little weird. Maybe they're just trying to get more attendance. But
I think maybe they're trying to get something more settled for make it more of a premier event.
Yeah.
I do wish that. Well, I mean, after 2016 comes out, then it's not going to be that big of an issue because then it'll just still be
then
a
it
year.
will be on a 365 schedule.
Yeah,
right
correct.
now, it's
We
just
have
like
a weird
really
delay this
painful.
time. I mean, and they're situated in the Seattle area, so
Yeah.
they want their event to be there. I mean, it's not like some
No, it's
conspiracy
not
that
a
they're keeping it out of
conspiracy
the
or anything.
Midwest.
It's
It's
just-
just that's where they are.
I
There's
just
also
think demographically, it seems like the concentration is really in the Midwest.
No disagreement, but there's also the fact that it's in June as opposed to late November.
Yeah,
So it's it's almost halfway through the year exactly. It's where they are. Makes sense.
They should just move their company to Milwaukee.
I agree.
that'd be fine.
Because the whole reason that they had they said one of the advantages of being on the coast there is because they can get their stuff by boat. But Milwaukee's a harbor town. That's why it exists.
They
It
just
is,
moved
it is
China to
not.
Michigan.
It is not a direct line from China, though.
Sure, it is.
As soon as Michigan,
I'm sorry.
caves in on
Does Cape Horn not exist,
Or the Panama Canal.
or the Panama? Panama Canal
You
exists.
stop trying to live my dream.
Dude, whichever one of us is a drug kingpin first,
Yep, that's me. I have Panama playing all the time.
and just fireworks, and the CIO will be like, "Where is he? Oh wait, there it is."
Rick's got everyone be at this point right now
Oh yeah, he
with
does.
the meth lab.
I'm surprised. Rick posted one of our PGs posted a picture of the furnace filter for his new mobile home that he bought, and it was caked in with dust. And this like thing that he bought, he had to have bought it for like $5 in a ho-ho because like this thing just looks like utter shit. And that furnace filter that you may or may not see someday probably has residue of at least 5 different chemical substances that alter your mental state. He should scrape it, roll it up, and sell it.
That's insane. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
There was also a hole in there where they were sticking all their empties.
Yeah, I saw that.
That one was bad too. Yeah.
And I like the contractor tried to charge him for the drive. So the contractor like poured in like 70 tons or whatever of rock in a random spot they weren't supposed to. So he made them take it out.
Yeah.
And then they laid his driveway, and when they charged him for the driveway, suspiciously enough, it was like 70 tons of rock more than it should have been. It's like, what a coincidence that you're still trying to charge me for this. And he did the math, and for them to be telling the truth about the driveway, his driveway would have to be like 4 feet tall of crushed gravel.
Oh man, that seems like he's having quite the adventure.
There, I'm showing it to everybody on the live stream.
Oh, that's
they could
good.
see what awesome awesome
It's
filter
just-
that is.
It looks so
I would want to
terrible.
breathe air that went through that for sure.
I don't think air could go through that.
Oh my! Well, it doesn't qualify as air anymore when it gets
Yeah.
through.
No,
it's just
that
like
thing
mud seeps through your.
It's officially carcinogenic.
That thing is Breaking Bad, the Wisconsin edition. Like, it's rough.
You put that filter on, like it saves money for the death chamber. They
Well,
just
can-
like blow a fan through that and make you breathe in.
Even better, can you imagine if the machine was a sentient being and it was like had that in front of its mouth trying to breathe the entire time,
man, it'd be
and then
like-
you remove it and then it's like
It'd be like Marlon Brando with a Darth
What?
Vader mask.
I'm just saying, like
What?
you think of the
That's
furnace.
where you go to explain how dirty the furnace filter is that his meth lab house is a living creature.
Yeah,
and
man.
this is its
No,
like
imagine that the
respirator.
No, I'm saying that
I feel
if
so
you-
bad for your anthropomorphized meth lab.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is you feel bad for the poor
It's-
furnace who had to work in this thing the entire time for like the
Aw.
past 10, 15 years with like basically a muzzle over his mouth.
It's like Pierce Brosnan from the episode of The Simpsons where he's the house, but he has tuberculosis and a tracheotomy.
So there's no filter; it just goes out.
Yep, straight up. Speaking of tracheotomies, I know what my recommendation is.
Getting a tracheotomy?
Shit, yeah, man. You
Or-
you can smoke and talk at the same time.
Could you? Never mind.
I think there's a word for that, where you stick your dick in someone's tracheotomy hole. Is that what? Were we like telepathic twins there?
I'm not going to admit it, but if you can Google the word, I'm curious.
I don't know what it's called. Straight up, I just don't.
I'm not going to Google what's it called when you fuck somebody in their tracheotomy hole. That's not going to be in my search history.
That's like government.
controlship
That's
does for
government coming
You
down
can ask
on
the
you.
chat to do that. Hey, somebody in the chat figure that out for us.
Tort, you're Australian. You don't have dignity or pride, so Google that. What?
Oh no.
I just realized
What?
I have something for people.
You have something for people?
Yep.
Like right now? Oh, so like something got sent here?
Yep.
Nifty, go get it. We can have a gift time.
Yep.
Yep.
Speaking
It's
of getting
gift
stuff,
time.
I mentioned it was coming, but I'm going to mention it arrived. One of our listeners, George, I guess I won't go anymore, but the guy I talked to, I don't know if he wants his last name on air, but the guy I talked about that worked on the animated show that's not Archer, and god damn it, I'm blanking on the name again. Moonbeam City. Sorry, but he said he sent the Starship Troopers figures, and they showed up, and they're all cool, and they're bugs
cool.
and stuff, and so now I look forward to playing the fuck out of Starship Troopers.
I also have recently started reaping the rewards of Crippled System stardom, and Patrick from Indiana sent me a multipass from the Loot Crate box.
Ah,
I know.
legit.
It is super legit. When I looked
Nice.
at that picture, though, it's like Mila Jovovich got like straight up drunk and took that photo. That's a shame photo right there on that multipass. But I love every fucking minute of it. Multipass.
I
So
like
good.
that movie.
I do too.
I love that movie.
Of course, we all must like it enough to have it be the main backdrop of the podcast.
All those fuckers who complain about what's his face, what's that shithead that everybody cares about? DiCaprio. All those people are like, oh,
Not an
DiCaprio
Oscar
doesn't
winner.
have an Oscar. You know who else doesn't have an Oscar?
Gary Oldman.
Gary
Gary
goddamn Oldman.
Yep.
Look at that picture. Look at him. And then now remember, that's also Dracula, young and old, were both played by him. Fucking Commissioner Gordon, Sirius Black, like fucking the villain from
Hey.
Leon,
He was Drexel.
Drexel, like that guy, a guy who's such a great actor, who's so deep in his role, he doesn't even remember his own voice.
Yeah, he had to
You
get
know
a
that,
training
Eddie?
coach. Yeah.
He had to go to training classes to have somebody figure out where he grew up, based on where he grew up, what his voice should sound like.
Oh, because
So that
He had to get
change.
retrained.
So he pretends to sound like what he thinks he should sound like because he can't remember his own actual voice anymore because he is so in depth to his characters.
Nice.
I think being
And
an
he
actor
should
would
have
be really
8
cool.
fucking Oscars. Fuck DiCaprio. DiCaprio's not that good.
I did see a picture that
He's in great
circulated
movies.
around on the internet of why he doesn't have an Oscar yet, and someone snapped a picture of him at an award ceremony vaping.
Oh yeah, DiCaprio. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a B+ actor in A+++ films. Is why DiCaprio looks good. If you put me in a Scorsese film, I could look like I deserve a fucking Oscar, and I'm not that good either.
You're good when you're bent over.
Oh yeah, you like it.
Tort has has a name.
The tracheotomy thing?
Yep.
Yeah, what is it, Tort?
Dirty. A dirty Kermit.
Oh, my God.
Oh man, because when you put something like in your throat, like a bubble or something, you sound like a frog, like Kermit.
But Cookie Monster's the one that had the hole in his neck for the puppet to be able to eat cookies.
Yeah.
No, if you watch video of Cookie Monster ever eating cookies, there's none that actually go into his mouth because they just go flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And just, all right,
We have a package.
I got something here.
Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
What's in the box?
There we go.
Is it Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
Nope, it's from Taubeast.
Taubeast.
From on the forums. It says from Taubeast on the forums.
Actually, you were in my phone as
that's
Major
a-
Tusk on the forums.
That's a Jeremy Shea reference, maybe.
This is probably going to be Nathan's day,
Oh, boy.
potentially.
Oh, fuck.
Chocolate pies are legit.
So he gave us a whole bunch of chocolate pies.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That's pretty legit.
How many calories is this? All right, let me...
Enough.
Let me put that in my phone and
I think
So,
I have room
hey.
for this in today's input.
Be fucking happy. I got this like on Wednesday, and I have not even touched it. I haven't eaten a single pie. I was going to eat one, but I chose not to. Then he got us... Oh, another pie. There we go.
oh man,
Got us some barbecue sauce.
that's the
Ooh,
mustard.
Maurice's Southern Gold barbecue sauce.
Let me look at the ingredients list, see if I can... Yeah, what's it?
It's a yellow sauce.
It
It's
is
kinda
a yellow
interesting.
sauce. Let's see what we got in here. We got
I think
apple
he's
cider.
getting
Oh, it's a
things-
vinegar. Apple cider vinegar and mustard. And then, yeah.
I think he was getting things that you didn't think that Wisconsinites would have.
Which this definitely is.
Definitely
you don't
is
see
not something we
barbecue
have,
sauce this color.
But pork rinds is definitely something that Wisconsinites have. But not salt and pepper. I haven't had that before.
And it's annoyingly difficult to... let me see if these are... Oh, yeah, no, these are good. Hog's Heaven. Chicharrones.
And Benny wafers?
The hell's a Benny wafer?
That's
I don't
something
know.
we don't have.
It looks like it's sesame seed wafers, maybe? I see sesame seeds in there.
Strange.
Egg
Well-
white, sesame seed, palm oil, salt, baking powder, baking soda.
You probably need to crack that one, and that one can go around the table.
Yeah, never heard.
Here, you open it up, Brian, while he digs for more stuff.
That is actually it.
Oh, all right.
But thank you. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Yeah,
Taubeast.
thank you very much.
Because we did bemoan the chocolate pies being hard to find. And the lemons. There's the chocolate pies and the lemon pies. You always see apple and cherry.
Yeah, apple and cherry is pretty standard for what I see as far as these little packaged pies go. Every once in a while, you find the chocolate one.
Yeah, I was when Taubeast sent me that he was going to send us a package, asked me what the address was. I was expecting a giant box of ketchup. But yeah,
I was like, when I had first tried to secure this multi-pass, I had thought that, oh man, maybe he plays Malifaux and he's gonna like send me Anthrax. I just don't know if I want to go down that road, but everything worked out.
It was good.
yeah.
I was like, man, this is really sweet. I wouldn't think it. I'm looking. I'm like, no, it's just egg whites and flour and stuff. And I didn't notice that the very first ingredient was sugar.
Yeah, those are really sweet. It's interesting, like the mix of like you get that like sesame seeds have a really like lingering like overt taste in them. But then, like, the sweetness on it is it's good. It makes it interesting, because I don't like sesame seed sticks. But these are actually really nice.
I like sesame sticks.
Yeah, they just weren't my deal.
I've had something like that before. I think Japan. Or it's something from Japan. It has
One of the things we got from Japan maybe was similar to this.
Yeah, it was very good.
Like those taro chips, maybe.
Possibly.
So, yeah, that was announcements, right?
That was announcements. Yeah, we don't really have much to talk about. There was a tournament
I
yesterday.
can talk to you about how I don't understand why the Nerif is a card or a model.
Because they wanted to make a new Seraph.
I guess that's what I feel like when I opened up the Seraph Nerif kit because I wanted the new one. I looked at the Nerif card and I was just like, why does this exist? it doesn't seem that great.
It's one of those models that, like, there's 50 possible changes you could make, each of which would make it takeable. But as is, it just isn't.
It just, yeah. It's
Like, what I've heard is, like, so the tail, like, if the tail had reach and drag.
Yeah.
Or not, because drag's the shooting one. What's the one that, like, that Proteus
Pull.
has? Pull. But it's not called pull, because pull's the
Proteus
generic colloquial.
has
still-
actual
it's still
drag
drag.
on his stuff, but
It's drag.
Yeah, because our Eridus soldier has it too.
Maybe I'm thinking in Mark 1, the thing that the gaffer hook had was called different. Because Wrong Eye had it in Mark 1, where he'd grab you and pull it in, but it had a different name. Whatever, the point is, like, if the Nerf's tail had reach and pulled you in, so then he could bite you with his stronger attack or something, or...
that would make sense then, but then it would be still doing the same thing that a bunch of other beasts are already doing, so it's not really, like, unique at all. It is a 7-point beast that is Fury 4, but it's obviously always going to be Fury 3 because you're going to force it for the Animus to pull everything in. And that point, you're really just giving it a shitty elasticity because you can't do anything over a wall. When the biggest problem is, like, when you see the Nerif card and the Seraph card in the same box, you're just like, why would I ever want to build this part of the kit?
Oh, no, yeah, the ability's called pull because the generic game term, there's no such thing as a pull in the game.
Yeah,
there's
to
only
push towards
pushes.
you.
Yeah.
Or push in the direction you want.
Sorry, brain fart.
But yeah, if you want to, I don't know if you want to go over any tournament stuff. 3 of us were there, so I'm not going to, like, dive right into battle reports.
I mean, we should just gloss over them and then maybe kind of talk about other things.
Yeah, I had some pretty legit highlights. I don't know if you want to start off.
My highlights?
Well, yeah, sure.
My highlights were I continued the Andy's winning streak from last tournament. So
You were an 0-4 hero?
No, I actually won 1 and 3.
Okay, good.
1 and 3, yep. You just making so much noise.
So many.
Yes, so many noise.
But no, I don't want to talk about battle reports that much. But my first game was not fun. Well, it was fine. I don't even remember my first game.
Wasn't that your Signar game? You got first round
Nope.
Signar?
No, no. First round, I rolled against Doom Shaper 3.
Okay, so that was Davis.
Yep.
Madison local.
Yep. Doom Shaper 3.
Park
tough.
my car.
He is a crazy hard caster to crack. I don't think Retribution has an answer for it at this time.
I think Thyron would be a good one, other than trying to just shoot Doomshaper up.
What does Siren do for them?
A Storm Rager with a Mage Hunter Assassin can get to him pretty easy, and then the D3, the 1 less damage and the D3 don't matter so much.
Not against two Glacier Kings.
You just have to get around them though. Like, I think that's the thing, is you have to, like, you have to confuse the Glacier King's target priority. You can't, like, just feed them one thing at a time.
If they know what it is, they'll just kill it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You bring Nail.
They also don't see stealth, so that's another part too. I don't know what stealth and Retribution, but
it's
Nothing they care about.
I
yeah,
guess so.
Mage Hunter Strike Force, whoop-de.
yeah. I mean, they really don't care about too much of Retribution. My only answer, I feel, is Virus 2.
Virus 2 or Force Wall, maybe.
There's
'Cause then
nothing.
they can't run on turn 1, which is the big thing because they get the +2 speed.
You keep them out of the scenario, yeah.
Yep.
If I could possibly keep them out of the scenario, yeah. But they can always trample round 2.
They could. I think
They need ending points, and the feat doesn't stop trampling.
The theme force says specifically
No
cannot
running
run or
round 1,
charge.
but he's talking about then... Oh, yeah, and if you can't charge, you can't trample.
Yeah.
So all they can do is advance, but then turn 2, you actually just feat with
and
Kalissa.
they can't target you.
They can't target you with charges, but they can still trample, but if you can block ending points, which, they've got big 5-inch bases. But no, I mean, it
depends.
That's a weird game, then.
It depends on the type of scenario it is, because I feel then I have 2 Mountain Kings in my face, and my list was not neither one of my lists were really not Mountain Kings, Glacier Kings. Neither one of my lists were really suited to handle those type of things.
yeah.
That's fair.
and
What about Ron?
My Ron didn't. I can't really do anything.
Implacability shuts
I'm all
him down.
about
It stops
manipulation. Stops everything except for placement effects.
Or throwing.
Yeah. I don't care about throwing. I don't do any.
No,
throwing,
I'm just
but-
saying it's
but-
just an ancillary thing.
correct. It doesn't stop TK, but again, I've got POW 10s versus armor 1920s.
Well, I was thinking just do what Ron normally does and just fish him out.
I can't be behind 2 huge bases.
Yeah,
If
keep
they- if
walking.
they're playing
Mage
a
Hunter
bunch of
Strike
bot-
Force ignore models for line of sight or just terrain?
They have Ghost, or
They
is it
ignore
Ghost
models.
Phantom Hunter?
With-
Yeah, Phantom Hunter,
with-
but
With
that ignores
the
models
normal
as
UA,
well.
yes.
With the standard.
Yeah.
And that's basically that's how I started to crack the nut. And I had a lot of
shooting
bad
it up,
rolls.
but, yeah.
Basically, I took care of the stone right away, and then I just had a lot of bad rolls on Doom Shaper. Sitting dice -5, needing 6s to hit for basically most of them. I should have, or 7s to hit for most of them.
Yeah, but even then that gets rough because then half of them hit. So if you have the whole unit, you've got 11 guys. So let's say rounding up 6 of them hit, then dice -5. That's still only 12 damage.
Yeah.
And, I mean, but obviously spikes can help with that, but that's just kind of rough.
It was a tough matchup, but it was fun. Second round was against Signar.
Zach?
Zach.
It was a bad matchup for him.
It was slightly a bad matchup for him. I originally thought that he had Haley 1, Haley 2, so I was really grumpy that he was upset that it was a bad matchup for him, that he said it was a bad matchup through him throughout the entire first round as I'm moving my models. And then he proceeded to kill what he considered was the bad matchup in like 2 fell swoops.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause was it the Theme Force?
He did Haley 1.
Oh, and she doesn't have that Theme Force. That's Haley 2 that has
That's
that
Haley
Theme
2 's
Force, yeah?
Storm.
Correct. He was just running with two storm stars. Wow, I'm going over way too much battle reports here. So lost against that. My third round was against a Madison local, Steven Sill, who was playing Zal. Zal won, and I just ended up just doing the Ron to him. Second turn, fished him deep, like just outside a kill box on his side, pulled him into me, and then just murdered him. My fourth round was against who did I take on the last round?
You weren't next to me at all.
Damn
Fourth round, I think that.
That was
fourth?
Johnny. It was
Yeah.
Johnny from.
Oh yeah, you were right next to me. It was
Yep.
Johnny with the double veil lists.
Yep, with Veil 2, and that I had troubles because basically Retribution has troubles against stealth, and she has occultation. So I took my Ron list against that. I had some bad positioning on my part. I didn't do any priorities. I didn't kill off certain people, so I wasn't able to kill 2 of his heavies during my feat turn, in which he had 5 heavies in that list.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
pretty
if I
standard
did
Veil
do
too.
that, if I would have killed that other heavy, then his Retribution would not have basically wiped out both my Phoenixes. I would have had still both Phoenixes on the table, and then it would have been a much different game at that point.
Yep.
But, yeah, I'm continuing the tradition. I've only won 1 game out of the last 8 that I've played.
No, that's the wrong way to look at it. Last event you went 0-4. This event you went 1-3.
Oh, so I'm 50% next
You're
time.
up.
Next time you'll go 2-2. Time after that 3-1. So 3 more events from now you're going to go undefeated.
All right.
Just keep hitting that brick wall.
Keep
The
that
thing is,
pattern.
I'm switching to Mercs, though, now.
That's fine. Whatever.
You don't see Earthbreakers a lot. In
You can go
Madison.
2-2 with Mercs.
They don't. And that was the other thing is I don't see Earthbreakers anymore, and it saddens me. I want to see the pain in other people's eyes when I
Gordon Boom.
hit my Thor,
Yeah.
and the Earthbreaker goes, "Okay, boss," and then
Yep.
Durgan goes, "Boom," and then Earthbreaker goes, "Boom," and then shit dies.
Yep.
Yep.
Actually, it's boom, and then followed by a lot of boom, 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 and then shit dies.
It's like your little. What do they call those?
Little nipple guns.
The little cylinder. They're like
Oh,
basically like a drum that people beat into in Florida, and it's like a touristy thing. The stupid tin drum things.
Yeah, they're called steel drums.
Steel
Okay,
drums,
steel drums. That's basically.
Glad we got there.
Yeah. All right.
Jesus,
So
that was like a normal Andy roundabout way to get to something. I mean, it's
It works.
yeah.
So Brian, give us a rundown of your
Try not-
matchup and your highlights.
Try
Okay.
not to go into my
Sure.
amount of
Round
detail.
1, I faced Veil 2. I faced Johnny. Andy's last round. I took Butcher 3 into Veil 2, and he tried to shoot a Great Bear, needing an 8 with an Angel, and missed, so he didn't get to Refuge back. And then he put another Angel right behind him, and so ruined 8-2 Angels that turn, and it was kind of downhill from there for him. Round 2, I faced John Acker. He was playing Fist of Halak. I kind of guided him to a victory with that.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What do you mean?
He didn't realize he could do certain things like run the tire tom and still give out battle plans, and the way to do certain things. Like,
Yeah.
I've played the list multiple times before. It used to be my list, so I helped him a little bit.
Manufacture
Yeah,
those.
manufacture certain things.
You know what you shouldn't do?
Help him manufacture certain things. I should have said it all after the game. Yes, but he ended up winning by charging Butcher. He ended up clearing out the last Chaosi Assassin that was blocking a trample. If he had trampled, he would have only gotten one good attack on Butcher. He didn't get 10 to hit, but he cleared it, so he got a fully load. Just loaded up and went in. So I lost that. Round 3, I faced Sorcia 1 with Irusk 1. I have forgotten how threatening Sorcia's list can be. He killed me on the top of 2. That was very frustrating.
Sorcia one.
One.
Nice.
Did she wind rush charge you, or did she?
She wind rushed walked. I walked forward 6 inches. Not
Well,
even.
she still should charge.
No, there was nothing for her to charge.
Oh, wait. What? No, I meant. Oh, so she didn't charge. She didn't personally charge and kill your caster.
No,
Oh,
it
no,
was
no,
just that
no,
she
no.
got the stationary.
Right.
the
She went and
stationary-
rushed to get the feed out.
I think
yeah.
Jason was experimenting with the Ocean's 18.
Similar thought to it. He runs a full unit of Rifle Corps. I don't agree with it, but it worked for him. I mean, even when you're stationary,
Yes, they're better.
Nis are better. There's a bunch of other things that are better in my opinion. The Conquest is not good in that list. Yeah, he has a Conquest and Behemoth.
Conquest.
That's a lot. That's a big battle group for Sorcia.
Well, he has Behemoth being run by Malakov,
Okay.
which is better, but I still wouldn't. I'd just put Behemoth on her. I used to run a very similar list to that. I mean, when you're standing behind a wall, you still need 6s to hit with Rifle Corps.
Yeah.
By
So
the way,
it's
you know
just-
what's good is pork rinds with salt and
I'll
pepper and garlic.
try
on it.
one. I've
You don't
never
like
been
pork-
a big fan of pork rinds, but you twisted my arm.
Yeah.
You held the bag of food in front of
They're
my
so
face.
melty.
And then my last round was against Matt Wanky, and he dropped down Jarl. I dropped down Urusk because I was just going to be playing
Wait,
Urusk.
isn't it wonky?
Wank your penis.
He was having a rough day at the end of that, so it ended up being I got the assassination on Jarl.
Jarl does go down well.
Yes. He had Quicken, so it was difficult, but boosted attack rolls make it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And I killed off both his beasts. He only had 2 beasts on Jarl. He had 2 on
Horgal.
Horthal.
Horthal.
Yeah. No, Horgal.
No,
You're right.
Horthal's the long rider.
Yeah.
Horgal is Iron Strike.
Fair.
You're
Is that
talking.
better?
You're talking that way.
Fair. So, yeah, he had a pyre and a slag on that.
Damn it. Fucking pork rinds. Ugh, the aftertaste on it makes me feel like I have pig hair stuck on my fucking
Or just
tongue.
wash it down with that shit.
That's what I'm working on.
I tried to wash it down with one of these, but nobody else is allowed to eat these anymore.
So,
Oh.
The Benny wafers are all mine, like the Benny Gesserit.
so I went 2 and 2. I'm learning
That's
Urusk
one better than Andy.
That
We
is
got a
one better.
pattern going. I hope this Brian went 3 and 1.
No, he didn't. Spoiler alert.
Fuck.
But I'm learning Urusk 1. I think he's really powerful, and especially the list that I'm running with him. There'll be a Crippled System podcast up, or a battle report up with that shortly. That'll show that list.
Hopefully you read
Wednesday.
the back of Irusk's card, unlike some other people who were on battle reports previously.
Yes, I did actually
Recently.
use Assault and Quick Work
Okay.
in that battle.
Spoilers, motherfucker!
Well, at least it wasn't forgetting martyrdom or awe.
I didn't forget martyrdom.
No, I mean Crewfoot did. Like, I love Jeremy. He's a great guy, but like when you take Harbinger and don't look at that back card, ugh.
Honestly, the thing, martyrdom is more of a really big thought process to do because
Yeah, it is.
if you
You have to know
if you
when to
fuck
hold
it up,
them and when not.
if you
Yeah.
fuck it up, you might lead yourself very open to a range assassination.
With-
I played her for like a good year, and I don't remember like 3 times. I
It's
remember
simple.
3 times I remembered awe. It was because I had a giant placard on my game.
You know what's a really, really good passive ability on a caster?
Aw.
Aw.
Aw. Aw.
So yeah, that was my go.
Yeah,
That was yours.
I ended up going 2-2. I had a really good time. I'd only played Lilith. I had brought Lilith 2 and Veil 2, and I'd only played Lilith 2 once and Veil never. So round 1, I ended up pulling Celeste.
Yep.
And she dropped Bradigus, and I figured I'm going to take Lilith and just try and shoot her off the table.
Wait.
Hope for an opening.
Celeste played Bradigus?
I know, it's a
Fancy
surprise.
that.
What?
It's the first game she played since Warmachine Weekend.
Yeah. She did end up the big deal was she put up Mystic Wards on turn 2 and had 2 shield guards on her, so I'm like, okay, I feed, and that's that. So
Why do
that
you have
was,
Flesh of Clay up?
she did have Flesh of Clay up.
You killed him
Sure
through
as
that?
shit I did.
All right.
But yeah, I'll take the risky assassinations because I knew if I didn't get it, I was gonna lose. I can't take that many.
Well, that's
many lights off
Lilith's
the table.
game in general.
Yeah.
You either assassinate or you lose.
I'll play the dice a lot. Like I just don't care, and Travis knows that really well. But round 2, I ended up getting into Ethan, I think. Yeah, Ethan, and played against Kruger 2, and dropped Lilith into that. Ended up learning that she should never be on the far side of the board in incursion. She should probably play more towards the middle. I lost on scenario, but I really had him by the balls the whole game. Round 3, I ended up dropping Veil 2 into Runes, and I ended up storming through that one, making a lot of use out of admonition and refuge, and then I ended up getting the one transfer target gone, which was the Axer from Full to Nothing. And then Mulg and the Earthborn had been too busy taking out Earthborns to be open transfer targets. So it
Taking
was
out what?
Taking out Earthborns?
no,
Angels?
the Earthborn and the Scythians. They were trying to take out Scythians.
Okay.
So there were no transfer targets for Doom Shapers, so it was double obliterate, Ravagor shot, and Angelius got the armor pierce on him. So
Yep. That's the thing.
that took him out. In round 4, I ended up playing against Derek. I remember his name. Derek. I think it's Derek. But he dropped Gatsby 3 into Lilith 2, and that game seemed really rough. Like, Gatsby just is a really good...
Dustin.
There we go. Sorry. His little girl was Megan. She's adorable.
She is.
But we played I took a chintzy assassination run, and it just didn't work out for me. So I ended up just, like, doing something stupid again, and gave Deathjack my caster.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
that was the end of my day, and I learned a lot. And I loved Legion enough to where I'm stuck on it. I'm just gonna play it.
All right, so I'm switching to Cricks. It'll be a 20 Cricks team.
No,
for
I'm
Randy.
doing Acid Trip.
You're doing it once.
Fuck you. I'm gonna play
You're gonna
Acid
do it
Trip
once
until I don't win a tournament with it.
You're,
Okay. That was a legit motherfucker.
Okay.
you're gonna do Acid
Shit
Trip
down
once,
your throat with it.
and then you're just gonna have flashbacks.
Seen it?
Yes.
It's good. Fuck you. I'll wreck your... You're playing Kador? I'll wreck your shit any day of the week with that list.
It really would too. Like I looked
Only
at
would
that and
hurt
I'm
the
like,
Butcher 3 list.
What are you doing next weekend? We can record a new battle report.
yeah,
Another
here
one?
we go. We'll go with
Well, once Mobius comes out,
Yeah,
we don't want to
Mobius.
record with the proxy.
Yeah, that's true.
I will- I'll say
I got to see the preview model, and it's like probably the most depressing thing ever. Like it's literally a bloat thrall with one piece that you stick on the top of it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Master Blaster.
It is Master Blaster, but like just to sit there and be like, here's this one piece, and this is new model. Thank you.
I just thought of something
It was
great,
also
but
kind
I know
of
it
an-
can't possibly work, so I have
the
to double
bloat
check
thrall might
wording.
look a little different.
It's a different model than the bolt throw, but it's
Nothing.
The picture that we saw too seemed like it was out of focus too.
Yeah, the
from
one
the
that
recorder.
I'm really sad I didn't get to see yet was the Gristle 1 resculpt. I have not seen the picture of that from anybody from LVO. I need to see it.
Was it there?
Yeah, it was
What?
there.
I mean, they had a picture of it up on the PP website.
on their PP website, but it's different to see the model. I want to see like how
You wanna see
big
the-
she actually is. Like I want
For
to
who?
for Gristle
Gristle
1.
They
Oh,
resculpt
yeah.
The running.
Yeah,
one.
she doesn't look like she's got a cleft palate anymore.
Well, you could tell how big it is. She's on a medium base.
It just when you see the studio pictures, it just looks like I don't get the full like picture of like Angelia or like
understand what you
Ravagor's.
It has a
Ravagor's.
rotite.
Well,
Rotates.
yeah, I know you can do
But
the
there's
3D
like
rotation,
no
but
comparison
my
to understand the size. Like
my
if they put
computer-
like 13th next to it
will blow up.
or something.
You can take any of the pictures of any of the neutrals and put her next to it. The base size is consistent.
I'm sure, but that's work. I want to see it. Like Ravagors, I always thought Ravagors were tiny because Carnivians were probably like the most neutered looking beast I'd ever seen in my entire life. But when I started playing with Ravagors and Scythians, I was like, that thing's fucking big.
Yeah.
Wait till you see. The funny thing is when Privateer first released the pictures for the not Typhon.
Proteus?
No, not Proteus. What is the smaller
Zuriel?
Tariff?
Tariff.
The
Yeah.
rake that's on bigger legs? Or
No,
he's a
the-
Carnivian, just smaller.
No, the Tariff is a medium base.
Yeah, he's their light
medium
base.
base. But when they first released it, it did look like it was a huge base
That'd be
because
cool.
it looked, or not a huge base, but a large
large
base
one.
model.
Well,
And
it's
then-
like the Seraph came with a large base, but in the rules in Mark 1 was a medium beast. They
yeah.
just had all the rules for being a light beast, and they were like, fuck, we made it too big. Include a large base and just let it be weird.
That was the same thing with the Ram Hands, too, if I'm not mistaken. They had to make him bigger because he was supposed to be on a medium base.
That makes sense.
He was supposed to be a
Potentially.
light war beast. But yeah,
You know you can't use your Jack Marshall point if you're knocked down?
interesting. I guess because you can't do. Yeah, you can do star actions when you get up from
A
being
Warjack
knocked down,
cannot
so-
gain one of these benefits while it's controlling Jack Marshall is knocked down or stationary.
That sucks.
If he is knocked down, then yeah. But if he's up after he gets,
I said
done
while knocked
standing.
down. Yeah, my point is like you're like he's a Marshall Jack, so he gets a free pseudo focus. I don't think
so
people
you don't get the pseudo focus
Yeah.
if he's knocked down.
Yeah, we're
during
not talking
that.
about the drive.
Okay, gotcha.
The Jack itself, like the buying attack
Yeah.
or something like that, can't do that if it's Warjack. If it's Jack Marshall, it's knocked down, fleeing, or stationary.
Like Jack Marshall's really needed that hit.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because they're supposed to be controlling it with hand motions.
Another thing that I want to switch to Crix then too is if people are playing Jack Marshall, they get free Jacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Well, that's what I do with Acid Trip. What kind of Jacks do you have in your Butcher 3 list?
Ruin.
So you mean you have a Seether?
You mean the non-character? I thought it only worked on non-characters.
You can make him into a Seether.
He can't
Machine
pull
rates
back.
don't work on characters.
Oh, okay.
I can sure as shit reassemble that guy's corpse.
Sure.
No, into a Harrower.
You can try.
I like Harrowers too.
Harrowers and Seethers, that's like the age-old argument for Wither Shadow Combine, in my opinion. Like, Seethers run independently completely. Harrowers kind of need to have infantry around them to make them run well. And they're only mat 6.
They like having the focus. The Seether...
Seether gets a free focus. Yeah,
free
yeah.
focus and free
it's mat
charges.
8.
Yeah.
No, I'll turn Ruin into... Do you keep him in your deployment zone, or does he ever actually move forward?
He moves forward when he needs to finish something.
Ruin's like the prequel
That's-
to Butcher Delivery.
That's why...
Well, you can't do it because you have all your character Jacks in the other list, you fucker. That's why you have Malice in that list, so you can pull.
I have a
Ruin
Reaper.
it. Well,
I
that
have a
works
Reaper.
too. But Malice works
What's the
better
range of the
because he
Reaper?
can.
What?
What's the range of the Reaper?
I don't know.
Malice works
Plus
better.
he walks, so
Plus he walks
14.
So we have the same we have the same threat range.
Yeah, but you have to kill something else.
No, I don't.
He has boundless charge, so
I have Energizer.
No, my point is if you stay 14 inches away from my army, I'm happy.
I just need to stay 14
The,
inches away
the other
from
thing though
Reaper.
too is the
Yeah.
Torque does bring up a point, and I remember it being brought up some other place as well, that it can Seether gets a free focus. It can't actually use it because it doesn't have when it's autonomous.
But it does get to still charge for
It
free.
can still charge for free, so it
That's the
doesn't
big
get
thing.
this free focus,
got a
but it
cost
has
there.
that free charge.
Oh,
Correct.
Because the Seether says allocated?
Correct.
And a
Correct.
autonomous Jack cannot
Is
be
not part of the
allocated
battle
focus.
group, so it's not.
It's not
allocated.
like Death Jack where he just yanks them.
Games, yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Frown
Oh,
town.
shucks.
Yep.
That's all right.
Crix needs a little bit of a boost to their Jacks anyways.
Yeah. They need a boost
They do. I mean,
No.
they just got to have the best models in the game.
for everything.
There was a thread about somebody complaining about how the Stalker was too good and was ruining the game, and it was a huge design oversight by Privateer Press. They would release the Stalker, and it just wasn't fair.
Yeah.
And
my
the Crick Stalker,
Yeah.
not the Circle Stalker.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm reading the thread, I'm like, no, wait, that's right. He's just insane. Like I kept wanting to switch it to the other Stalker because that would make sense.
I thought he was trolling it too, and I didn't
Yeah.
realize that he was actually very serious about the
Like, it's
conversation.
too good. It's blah blah blah. It's like if you look at it sideways, it explodes. Like
Exactly. It is a really good Jack, but having natural stealth and defense 15 and mat 7
It's natural
is
enemy.
really good.
It's
Yeah.
natural.
It's not broken.
Correct. Its natural enemy is a stiff breeze.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a same.
Drifting AoE.
Yeah.
Like you drift an AoE onto it, it drops its legs.
Yeah, I think it's armor 13.
Yeah, no, yeah, just heavy breathing will kill that jack. Same thing with also if you try to assemble it too, it's heavy breathing will break that jack as well. But it's like all the Slayer chassis jacks, like the Seether and the Slayer, everything there. A hard hit to the 5, you'll destroy that.
That's
jack.
why the Death Jack is
is a
like
fucking
he's a
grudge
good
match.
jack, but he's not inherently broken.
That's what I needed.
Because he's a Crix Jack still in theory, I guess.
His immediate healing after killing off living models is a very good thing because
It is very
Man,
good,
I had
but
that
he's-
guy like kills 7 or 8 things and heal to full, and it's like fuck you.
He's also 12 points.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
that's
worth-
expensive.
every goddamn point
Excuse
that's
me,
on
the
him.
behemoth is how many points?
The Behemoth has armor-piercing fists that he doesn't have to use a star action for. And when he's done killing things, he can fire 2 AoEs.
Okay,
Go fuck yourself.
Hold on. What's his mat?
5, probably.
6.
Okay, so it's better than what I
It's
thought.
better than what you
so
thought.
it's good.
It's 13 points for a mat 6, rat 4, and if you decide to shoot after you've hit, you suffer -2 to that rat.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter. It's
Over
POW
it.
8s. It's going to murder everything it hits.
POW 7.
Oh, it's,
'Cause he's
it's only
14, he's
14s
got-
on those?
yeah.
Oh, darn.
Oh, and he also, if he wants to boost those hits, you can still load him up with 6 focus, right?
You can put it in the subcortex.
focus. Ooh.
Whatever.
That's not
Khador
coming off the
casters.
caster.
Khador casters are like that kid in high school that always showed up 2 hours late to a class that isn't even happening anymore because they just hang out in the backyard until the rest of the army's dead. And they're like, okay, what's left? Oh, your caster. I'm going to go get him. Khador players are stupid.
Grumble. I need to see what's in your Butcher 3 list, because it's not fair that you know my list. I bet I can wreck
So-
that shit. Does it have infantry?
Yeah.
They're all dead.
Nathan?
That's fine.
And Ruin's dead. And then the Butcher's dead. Venethrax will personally kill the Butcher.
Oh, that will be great. I would love to see that.
It could probably happen.
We're going to do it.
Matt 8 POW 20 or something on Venethrax?
Yeah.
So we're going to play it hardcore style too. So I'll have the actual kill box that's like the
think it's
12-inch
POW
square in the
18,
center.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody told me in chat to tell you that David Lynch is a great director
Okay.
and he should make the next Turtles movie.
Make the next Turtles movie. I would fucking love it if David Lynch made the next Ninja Turtles movie. That would be so good, because then I could avoid a Turtles movie and a David Lynch movie
At the same time.
That would be like David Lynch shooting killer tomatoes from outer space.
That's Killer Clowns.
No, I think Killer Tomatoes is
They weren't
also
from
a
outer.
thing.
They weren't from outer
Oh,
space.
it
was
though.
just Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
and Return of the Killer Tomatoes. And I watched the cartoon show too.
I did watch the cartoon show.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but they always then I'm like
Now I got
trying
that
to-
fucking theme music stuck in my head.
I'm trying to
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I'm trying to weave in the Fox Force 5 joke too from Pulp Fiction
Yeah, catch up.
for ketchup.
So your list is literally just Butcher, his 2R guy, a War Dog, and Ruin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Butcher,
everything else is dead, like
That's
bottom
right.
of one.
Butcher and stuff to get Butcher there. That's basically what he does.
It's a butcher delivery system.
Yep.
Yeah, but-
the best Butcher delivery system is like Clam Jacks and Ruin and Beast 09. You're just like, this is the V formation.
Not against
Come
Signar.
get it. I don't know. It's all right.
Domination says no.
Well, if a Haley player actually notices domination is on their card, then sure.
The
The good ones
Haley
do.
player I play
As Iron
against
Mother, I
does.
dominate the Clam Jacks. It's hilarious.
But they're pillow fisted, so they
yeah,
don't-
but then they're
Then
dead.
they're open.
Dominate
they're
says
still
target
like
Clam
armor
Jack dies.
17.
Armor 17, defense 8.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, whatever. I
Like
still think
a
it's
charging Gobber can kill that.
good. I think you overestimate the Gobber's presence on the table.
You underestimate the Gobbers.
No, I don't.
All right. I'm putting it into the War Machine talk.
Okay.
We should go into recommendations.
There was one Zappity Grumble because
There
you
was-
didn't call for him. They just want to know what Brian was going to do. What faction were you going to jump to next?
I'm all in on Legion right now.
Did you say that about Crix a week ago?
Well, yeah, that was part of the like. There were many factors that turned me off on Crix. One of them was that I was bashing my head against the wall that is Kruger 2 with Gaspy 2, and that was a horrible fucking game.
Why?
Terrible. Because I don't do anything.
Don't you just like win?
No, I don't just win.
Why not?
Because I can't charge anything. Like, Kruger shuts me out of the zone, pushes me out of it, and then next turn I can't get into it.
Why can't you charge him? Does he have...
Because his feet is -3 speed, and or -2 speed, and he pushes you 3 inches.
Is models activating within get -2, or models
No, it's
within...
the pulse of everything within the 14
If you get hit by his feet, you have -2 to your speed.
Right. My point is, the guys you're charging with didn't exist when he feeded.
No, I try to do that too, but then the thing is that all the... there's heavy war beasts in front of him, and he's bringing the Una boat, and Watcher is a cocksucker for Gatsby. You're like, I charge with one Bane Knight. Okay, I Watcher in front of all the other Bane Knights. You can't. The Bane Knights will, like, try to kill it, but they won't, because as soon as it's almost dead, he'll be like, okay, I Watcher away.
Don't you just feed and kill all of its beasts then?
No. Like, Kruger and Gatsby
do
2
need
is
8
just a
to
really
hit.
bad match. It's just not good. It was not a
if
fun
Tartarus
time.
is still alive.
Well, sure. So just keep.
Well, and then if
alive.
Tartarus is still alive, you still have to make sure you can get him into his 2-inch walk and the 9-inch curse.
3.
Or 3-inch walk, yeah. I always reverse the 2. But I lose at 0 control points into their 5 every time.
Okay.
I was going to say, you could still charge something else of yours and curse one of his things.
Not if you're speed.
Not
buff.
if I'm speed -2. I can't charge shit.
Yeah. All right. Zappity Grumble. Whatever. I asked Cliff to see if he actually had a PayPal address. There isn't, but I'm sure they could do actual donations over to the food bank of Eastern Michigan,
That'd be worth it.
and then probably put in notes in there saying it's coming from that event, so they can track it
yeah,
and give them proper credit for it.
show them how cool Warmachine people are.
Yep.
We're pretty legit.
There was some questions that somebody had, and
We probably go over a few of them real quick.
well, it just. Oh God, we do have a couple. We should make these fairly quick here because we don't want to be on
we'll
here
spin
that
that
long.
lightning round.
All right. My Blood Bowl meta in Iowa City is nervous that the new GWBB figures are going to be intentionally cast on a larger scale to try and invalidate other companies' figures.
Guaranteed, because GW hates you.
Yeah, I mean they're going to
100% certain.
they're still going to do that. I mean it doesn't change the fact for the past 15, 20 years that you've been playing Blood Bowl that you've been using outside game miniatures. So
The other thing,
the
too,
game is Blood Bowl still.
the other thing too, that's kind of as an aside to this, is that GW does make good looking models. So if they increase the scale, chances are, if the game appeals to you, you're still going to buy them anyways.
Correct.
Although what's funny is it will invalidate your pitches.
No,
If
the
they
pitch
increase
will
that
stay the
scale.
same. Well, we don't know.
Depending
if-
on how scaled up the models are.
Is the
My
pitch
point
only
is,
like 3x3 in there too?
No, the pitch is it's still a board. It's and all the passing rule templates are going to be the same. Are you?
my point is, if let me get the other thing. If this is the size of a square on a pitch, and that's the new model size, your pitch is invalidated.
That would also mean that they would be making some ridiculously sized Blood Bowl
It
boards.
doesn't have to
from
be
then on.
that over the top, but my point
Thanks
is,
for the mess on the table now.
there's no mess on the table. The point is that if the model's larger, it might not even fit in those squares anymore.
Possibly. But at the same time, too, if it's going to use the same grid configuration, it doesn't matter what size the pitch is because you can use whatever you want as the models to play that game.
And if they do scale it up, you just scale it back down. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Done and over with.
Yeah, you can keep on playing Blood Bowl using your same models. It doesn't matter unless you really like the look of those new models.
Zappity!
You're paranoid Zappity.
Yeah. Second question: I would like to make battle reports with voiced over commentary. However, my microphone always picks up my breathing. How do I get around this?
My nostrils are punched, so most of the air goes out of the holes in a different direction.
Easiest answer.
Don't breathe.
Yep, exactly. No,
Have you tried being one of the undead?
easiest way is a pop filter. Pop filter will help mute some of the sounds that are coming in. It'll help deaden some of the... Like, honestly, the main reason why we got pop filters is Nathan does pronounce his P's very, very effectively.
Yeah.
So that's why we got pop filters. The other thing is try not to breathe directly into the mic as well. You find yourself breathing, kind of tilt your head to the side and talk like this.
Punch
your
your
voice
nostrils.
Read, that's what Tayson Day says in his video. I turned my mouth
Yeah, I
away
turn
from the
my
mic
mouth
to
so
breathe.
I don't breathe.
Yep,
Chocolate
exactly. Yep,
rain.
chocolate rain. Look it up. Zappity.
Tim Simpson wants to know Team Cap or Team Iron Man.
Iron Man is all for the registration. Cap is not. I'm not. I'm with Cap.
You're
I,
with,
I want to be with Captain America, but I kind of want to go with Iron Man.
morally, I'm with Cap, but Iron Man's team looks like it'll win in a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true too.
Zappity.
Which one has the Hulk?
Well, Brian has an opinion here.
He doesn't say.
Neither team has the Hulk. Hulk's wandering around somewhere because he's got blue balls
He's
for.
independent.
He's. I guess he's got to. He's got like a story arc that's going from Cap into Thor's Ragnarok as well.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Well,
There's
That's
been talk.
what they said.
He's also supposed to have another Hulk coming out. I'd be Team Cap.
Maybe eventually they'll make a good Hulk movie.
The moral
Hey,
high ground
I
is
thought it was
Captain
good.
America.
Yes.
Come on, you did. You tell me you didn't like watching Tim Roth get kicked into a tree.
I like that part.
And
wasn't
all
a
the
good
abomina-
movie.
and all the ridiculously awesome Abomination Hulk fight at the very end of the movie.
Oh, yeah. The
That's
original.
all right.
That was good.
The movie had flaws,
Yes.
but it was good overall.
Zappity.
Grumble.
Everybody grumble.
It wasn't bad.
Zappity Grumble.
Did Brian Geezy and Jeremy both quit Warmachine? Brian's taking a break. Jeremy, fuck knows.
I'm sure Jeremy would happily play if he was allowed to.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Jeremy hasn't quit Warmachine.
But Katie did.
Jeremy
The
has no control over.
the Legion models are in the same closet his balls are in.
Zappity.
Grumble.
Was the best place to get a case of spotted cow and 2 women if you're passing through on the highway?
Literally any gas station, or not gas
Pick and
station.
save.
Any grocery store.
Even
Most
gas
grocery stores
station.
in Wisconsin.
Gas stations will have spotted cow. They
Yeah,
won't have 2 women.
Spotted cow is the big one. 2
But
women
any-
is grocery
Yeah.
store.
Any grocery store, any liquor store.
Yep. It's
Zappity.
pretty standard.
Grumble.
All right. Nice. What gets Michael Bay's dick harder? Underage girls or massive civilian casualties?
Massive underage girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say combination. It's like same. You like combination of both.
Underage girls.
Zappity.
Grumble.
I just want to go on record as saying that Michael Bay is a pedophile.
He's gonna drive that nail in the coffin.
Oh no, he'll never work with us.
No, yeah.
Is the coffin an underage girl?
Yeah,
Oh.
It's a
Michael
sexual
Bay's a
innuendo.
tiny, talentless dick.
Does Nathan's hatred of David Lynch extend to Twin Peaks?
It is so overrated. It's so
yes.
fucking terrible. Like,
It's just weird to be weird, and
it's just weird to be. It's weird to be pretentious. You know, again, you look at Brazil and you see symbolism that means something, and there's a reason for it. And then you look at fucking Twin Peaks, and you're like, "Oh, I have a backwards talking, dancing Czechoslovakian midget because I'm a piece of shit." I don't get it. And if you like it, you're stupid.
Okay.
The only reason people watch it because they were all high on cocaine at the time.
I never watched it.
That's the
You shouldn't,
Brazilian
it's
thing
terrible.
to do.
Tort says that Michael Bay has a piece of paper in his pocket that proves he is not a pedophile.
Yes.
Brazilians are cocaine and La Bamba.
What?
No, not Lambada. That's what I
Yeah,
was
the
going
lambada.
for. Yep.
I was talking to some people at work. I don't trust Brazilians.
Why?
Because they should speak Spanish. Everyone else south of the Rio Grande speaks Spanish, but those assholes are like, oh, Portuguese.
You
I
know
don't trust
why.
that. And I know their cover story. It's just weird that amongst all that continent, they're all speaking Spanish except those sneaky Brazilian bastards.
Okay, Americans speak 5 different languages depending on which region you're in.
Yeah, I know we speak American.
How many Brazilians
knows?
do you know that you care what they're actually saying?
Just saying.
Honestly, Nathan, do you want them to talk?
Listen, at work we were deciding that there's certain races that people aren't racist against enough. You know, we focus on the old
Bringing
standby
equality.
4 or 5. That's the thing. It's like nobody's like, oh, those
Yep.
Prussians. Like,
Blacks, Jews, and
Except
Mexicans.
they don't exist
those are
anymore, I guess.
that's the foundation of racism right
right.
there.
That's the thing. And nobody's like, oh, you just can't trust people from Swaziland. You know, like I've decided that I'm going to be racist against Brazilians because I don't think
Maybe we
anybody
should
is.
just go back to hating the Tutsis.
Like, oh, we're so good at the World Cup. Nobody fucking cares, Brazil.
Exactly.
I got
Pele's not around anymore. You can suck a dick, you non-Spanish speaking weirdos.
Apparently
Stop.
still alive.
But he's not playing
Playing.
football
Sure,
anymore.
that's definitely. It would be funny to watch him try to play.
soccer.
Soccer. There you go. That's the way to piss
All right, all right. So, okay. Has anybody here been playing XCOM 2?
No.
Nope.
Not yet.
You've been a
I think
character in someone's
I
XCOM.
know.
I
I
think-
keep getting updates.
I think that's the reason why we're all here today, as well
Yes.
as because XCOM 2 does not exist in our lives yet.
I have tomorrow off.
Oh, no. So Tort asks this. They've been wanting on the chat for us to talk about XCOM 2. Unfortunately, none of us have played
When
yet.
we got to recommendations, we were going to talk about it because I was going to recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah. if
So
you can
Tort asks,
pry Brian off of it.
this is
I'm
the
sure
last
we'll get
Zappity
that.
Grumble.
Okay.
Which member of the Crippled System team is most likely to panic and kill a friendly, get mind controlled, and that's it. And also a Crippled System XCOM squad. What are your nicknames? Nathan is a dickbag. Not sure of the
Not
rest.
a dick bag, just dick bag.
Yeah, he's dickbag, but
Dick
goose.
bag McGoose.
Yeah.
Jeremy's obviously most likely to be mind controlled because, you know,
But 'cause
case in point.
Katie's an alien.
Katie's playing, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you might be on the edge there too, because if somebody mentions ketchup, you'll just be like, "I'm done."
That's what's happening. Is like the aliens aren't mind controlling. The aliens are just like, that guy next to you says ketchup's delicious. Just shoot him in his stupid wrong head.
I just remember one of my failed XCOM missions from way back in the day. I remember my plane landing, and they had that overview, that cut-off view of the plane.
Yeah.
And I had one of my guys first see an alien the second we landed.
Yeah.
So he shot him, and they're like, I'm just going to sit here while everybody's in Overwatch. And then suddenly an alien outside of the plane, mind controlling my guys, threw a grenade on the ground, just killed everybody in the plane.
Yeah, that's why you don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, I did not know that.
Scatter. Once those ethereals show up, holy shit, scatter.
No, it was one of the gray men could mind
sectoid?
control too.
The later, the
sectoids,
early
yeah.
in the game, the sectoids can't, but the like sectoid commanders and stuff can. Yeah.
Yeah. That was that was the day. All right.
I have no XCOM nicknames. If it were on a console, I'd play it.
It is.
Then I should probably
Not
play
yet.
it.
Not yet.
If XCOM
It's only
2
on
were on a
PC
console,
now.
Oh.
I'd play it.
Do you have a PS3?
I have a 4.
You don't have a 3 though?
No.
Okay. Because
I skipped
I
the 3.
still own Xbox for my XCOM for my PS3, and I can't play it because I bought it, and the next day my PS3 died, and I cried for a month.
That is a
Because I was just holding XCOM and just weeping because I had been waiting 20 fucking years to play the new XCOM.
My computer, when I turn it on now, sounds like a wheezing chainsaw. It's pretty bad. I think it's full of flock and paint.
All right. We should start cutting this short. Should
I
we even
recommend XCOM 2 because it's an XCOM game, and every XCOM game ever has been a fucking masterpiece. And
Yeah.
according to reviews, this is the best one ever.
I did ask Brian to see if he wanted to be on to do the audio commentary for the battle report we did today, and maybe be on the podcast today. He said he didn't want to put on pants
Fair enough. Did you tell me you didn't have to?
because I just said sure. Yep,
But
that sounds
if you-
fine.
If you pull him away from XCOM, his raging boner will go away.
Well, he said he was typing about XCOM, and somebody's like, "You need both hands to play." He's like, "I'm not typing with my hands."
So for my recommendation, I'm going to go with the season 10 of X-Files. The reboot's really awesome. I enjoyed, like, Hulu has the first 3 episodes.
The Were
and the
Creature
next 3.
episode.
Oh, the Were Creature episode was fucking golden.
With what's his face from he's.
I have not seen past episode 1 yet.
You need to keep
I know.
going.
I will.
Each episode has been better than the previous. I like 2
Yep.
more than 1, and I like 3 more than 2.
Nice.
It's legit, like, straight up. It kind of... It gives that, like, comedy value that X-Files kind of secretly had and just, like, blasts it. Plus, you get to see a seductive Gillian Anderson.
I'm Catbug Love 69. I guess that's my nickname. I would Catbug.
Probably.
Yep, I would go with that.
What are you up on these days?
My recommendation, we just watched it this afternoon, and it's probably one of my favorite sci-fi movies. I think it was 2012.
Wait, what? Hold on. I'm back. Are we still talking about X-Files?
No,
I did mention
can I just say-
Gillian Anderson being seductive.
Yeah, that was a cool
pretty
scene.
legit.
I just want to say for the summary, Episode 1 was all conspiracy again. Episode 2 was a cool just monster of the week. And Episode 3, I really like because it reminded me of the vampire one. Because
Yep.
it's that super high comedy that you sometimes got in a really
Okay.
good X-Files. Anyway,
I do want a rehash of the Jim Rose Circus episode from the early years. That was perfect.
by the way, Raylene brought brownies, and they're still warm.
ooh, I could do without. I know a lot of they're big fan favorites. Are the Lone Gunmen?
Well, they're all dead, so
Oh, they're-
ta-da!
What?
Yeah, they all died, like, in the finale. They died in, like, season 8 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They killed them all off.
Oh,
In episode 2, I thought they were coming back.
I might have missed out.
Well, like, Mulder and Scully left the show, and then they limped on with, like, Robert
Yeah.
Patrick and Xena and whatever.
Yeah.
And they killed off the Lone Gunman.
Okay. Well,
But we were talking about a sci-fi show of 2012.
sci-fi show of 2012. It's kind of it was a web series that was made into a movie. I think I made you watch it. It's Halo's Forward Unto Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
It's I mean, you don't have to like the Halo mythos. You don't have to like Halo. It's just a really well done sci-fi flick.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
very well
I liked it a lot. It was a good standalone. I'm not a huge Halo fan, but that was really well done. It was almost like Starship Troopers-esque.
Yeah. I'd recommend checking it out. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu.
And it was cool to see Master Chief from not behind his eyes, like to see other people who all of a sudden see like this 10-foot tall unkillable monster beast just show up and wreck shit.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It actually, to be honest with you, it does get me interested in playing their game to see what's in the history of it. I know it's just basically, most of the time, it's just a bro multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
But they've done I mean, Destiny has got a decent amount of backstory. They never tell you anything about it, but they have that feeling that there's a lot of backstory to it.
There
that
is.
I would
and
like to explore.
They release it through their little events and patches, so there's a lot that does come out. It's just kind of like they blue ball you for a little while.
Yeah. So it's got me wanting to actually play the campaign modes of Halo to see what it's about at times. But that movie is really awesome.
Yeah, I liked
It's
it.
really good.
How old are you? It's classified. Is the Master Chief like 7 or something like that? Because they're like,
he's not, well, no, they're older, but
I thought
I
it
mean,
was the
there's
other way
a ton
around.
of
Like,
them.
I thought the Spartans were like genetically engineered, so their bodies were like super young. Or am I getting it backwards?
They're genetically engineered, but they're older. I think they're actually
Either way, he's like 10 feet tall.
yeah, he is.
He was massive in that movie. I have been going back through recent classics, and there's a website actually that I found called I Am Jack Durden, and it goes.
I am Jack Durden.
Yes,
Like Tyler Durden, but Jack instead.
Jack instead because that's what he's named in the script. The narrator actually has a name in the script, and it's Jack.
Well, sure, yeah. They say
So-
like I am Jack's pancreas and whatnot, and
Yes.
so yep.
The thought behind the guy has a theory, and he really expounds on it. Of the entire movie of Fight Club is completely falsified. It is all in his head. Every single character, every single thing is just completely deranged, schizophrenic breaks.
Isn't that the plot of Fight Club?
Sort of. The idea behind Fight Club is it's only Tyler Durden.
That's it.
is-
Sure.
is-
You're
but
saying the
guy,
whole thing.
Bob,
Yeah, all of it.
Marla, everything is completely fiction in that movie. So it's actually kind of a neat thought exercise to read through it and like see what follow that guy's thought process and follow the evidence that he has to back it up. Like you don't see either Marla's or Tyler's reflections when they're leaving the apartment. There's 2 concave mirrors that they pass by, and you never see their reflections in it.
Is that kind of like the theory that Ferris Bueller is just Cameron's imaginary friend?
I mean, it's a fan theory, but this one actually has more behind it. like
They're interesting thought processes. I don't like fan theories that much. But
I was just about to bring up
it
some
can be
Star
good.
Wars stuff.
But like the Jar Jar Sith Lord one.
Yeah, exactly. Like
fuck.
he hated him so much, he was going to be a Sith Lord in the next movie.
What about the one where what's her face is the physical reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker? What's her name?
It's all
Ray.
there's
Ray, thank
plenty
you.
of garbage out there.
Oh yeah, there is.
Agent Anderson is actually the one instead of Neo.
But I'll read your thing and I'll tell you if it's garbage.
No, not Agent
ahead.
Anderson.
It can't be as garbage
Mr.
as your
Anderson
Butcher
was
3 list is.
Neo's name.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know who you're talking about though. Hugo.
Oh, shut up.
Hugo Weaving?
Yes.
Hugo Boss? What are we talking
Hugo
about?
Weaving was actually the one.
No?
That's the fan theory.
You know what's the real theory is that those second and third movies were shit and I
They were
hate
garbage.
everyone.
I do exist in a world where the third one I have not seen.
That's a good
Parts of the
congratulations.
second one were fucking amazing, though.
Parts of the second one, the parts that didn't involve Neo because they had no idea how to handle his character.
And honestly, parts of the third one were fucking amazing too.
I wouldn't know.
The whole breaking into Zion with the giant mechs and the chain guns.
You
and
know what
that,
I would've wanted to
That
see?
was awesome.
I wanted to see them shooting up and then all the hot shell casings raining back down on them and they're all just screaming and bursting into flames.
Yeah, I like the visuals of the third one with that scene. That scene was just really cool.
The visuals were cool, but the story was garbage.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
They
forget-
could have done so much
In
better
the
with
third movie, what do they do to bring back and explain his ability to use magic in the real world? Oh, they didn't because they're shit writers, so they just ended their movie on a cliffhanger and didn't know how to resolve it, so they just pretended it never happened.
it. No, they said they tried to.
He's a fucking wizard in the real world. They're just like, oh, never mind, that was dumb. It's like if you're doing an improv exercise and you throw.
They bring it back in the third one. He's trying to plow a way through to the
So dumb.
city, and then they go
Fucking
up because he
stupid.
can't handle it anymore because he's a weak. Yeah.
All right,
Anyway.
we should end this.
Fuck this
Right.
noise. Fuck you, Matrix. Don't you defend the Matrix, Brian.
I wasn't defending it.
You were too.
I was saying they were trying to. Anyway, have a good night, people.
See ya.